Good evening.
Welcome back to the Australian Outback. Why don't you say hi, Joey?
Hi, Joey.
Thank you. Perfect.
Hello.
The old jokes never go bad.
Yeah, no, never. Hi,
Uh,
I am Joey. I am playing Connor Leone, the mechanic and slightly crazy murder Irishman.
and Travis.
I'm playing Victor Oswald, action hero extraordinaire. That's a good
And
descriptor.
it is. And Terry.
Terry plays James. I am the nerd, the medic, and probably one of the people that isn't as crazy.
When we left off, you had made your way deep into the Australian Outback. Uh, Last time we played, you met a man who has lost a good deal of his mind, and he is a former miner named Jeremy Grogan. He is living out here in the desert with no other human companions, but with about a half dozen dingoes, at least one of which you saw as being unnaturally large, talking the size of a horse. They seemed not just to be obedient, as in like trained dogs, but to be reactive to his will. And so when he suggested that you should move on, and he likes to be left alone in the desert, you determined that that was a smart thing to do. Just leave him alone. But before you left his little area, Victor managed to fall down a hole and injure himself. And then after traveling, I forget how long we said it was, so let's call it another 5 days or so. You managed to find the dig site of the dig site described in McWhirr's diary, the location where he says that he discovered the remains of a city too ancient to be described, a city where no city should exist, currently occupied by a man you know to be Robert Houston, the psychologist who had been treating Arthur Carlyle before he went off on his ill-fated expedition. We're going to retcon a little bit. I had said that let's see, Mortimer Wycroft, the local general store owner, I said that he was here unloading supplies and that there were a whole bunch of guards outside watching for anyone approaching. We're going to retcon that because you had a neat idea. So you will be here about a day earlier than we thought. You're going to be looking down from some distance, and you'll see that there are just two cultists, two men in basically desert robes, dressed carefully to protect themselves from the sun and the dust, sitting behind these sandbags and watching the road. If you watch for some time, you'll see that they do change shifts after about 8 hours. And we'll give you a day or two to explore and make plans before you spot Mortimer Wycroft approaching, and can make use of his approach if you choose to. So, Connor, you have this device. Do you want to be messing around with it, or do you want to conclude that messing around with it is potentially disastrous and leave it alone?
I'm gonna play around with it still. I mean, like, yes, it could be potentially bad for me, but it could also, help us, we could
Okay.
figure something out, or is yeah. Connor's a risky guy like that.
Okay. So it is going to be a hard mechanical repair roll to figure out how to get this thing going. To sit down and really study it and figure out how to activate it.
Mechanical repair.
Yep.
Okay. And that would be a -1 or 2.
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm getting used to the new thing again.
Okay. There's no penalty to the dice. You just need a hard or better.
That's right. Okay.
Don't you have a bonus to mechanical repair?
I do. Give me a second. What that means? It's
Handy.
I have handy.
Reduces difficulty by 1 level or gains a bonus die. Let's say it reduces it by 1 level, and you can just make a regular success on this.
Okay. So it's a +0 regular roll.
Yep.
Okay.
I assume you're pretty good at mechanical repair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. So, you're all sitting around. Victor, are you using binoculars or the scope on your rifle to observe the cultists at the entrance?
Rifle scope.
I figured. So, you're all sitting around. Victor is watching the cultists. The rest of you are looking around at the desert, trying to spot anything useful, while Connor is messing around with this device because he doesn't have binoculars. What do you expect from him? And then, it just kind of, it makes sense in a moment to you, as though you're working on a Rubik's Cube. You spot the way a few of the little indentations on this can be twisted until they make sense, and suddenly one of the rods starts to spin around, and it builds up a little bit of speed, and then the wheels on this device start to move around as well, and you can see an aperture open that turns out was covering a lens.
First thought, honestly, was Hellraiser. I thought he was gonna get teleported somewhere else or something.
Oh, he might
Just
still.
disappear on
We'll
us.
see. But the device is activated. You know how to activate it now. You can determine if anything else happens right now.
Is that a lens pops out?
Yeah, a like a little iris opens up. Like the little metal fans spin out and reveal the opening of a lens.
Like a what kind of lens are we talking about? Are we talking about kind of like a magnifying glass kind of lens? Or are we talking
Or like a telescope.
Yeah, telescope. Or are we talking like the
Yeah,
lens
something like
on...
a telescope.
Okay.
Like, you've never seen a telescope that does that exactly. You've certainly never seen a telescope that needs to be turned on and has a bunch of wheels running on it. But that is a description of the lens. Victor, are you just watching the cultists, or are you also looking around at other things?
I'm keeping an eye out on the place, trying to guess how many people they have working around the place.
Okay.
Anything else?
Let's see. You can see that there are multiple trucks here, which indicates a fair number of people. Do you have bureaucracy?
No.
Okay. Let's see what
I think
else.
that's the one skill none of us has.
I don't blame you. if somebody had it, it would be nice to use it, give them an opportunity, you know. But
Oh, yeah.
it is not a particularly important skill for this game. Why don't you give me an, let's say edu roll, to make an educated guess.
How about tracks?
No,
Oh, wait.
That's not gonna work.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
16.
So let's see. That is a hard success. You are going to conclude there are going to be more people here than would fit in these trucks at the same time. You think that this looks like a fairly major operation based on the fact you can hear the put 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 of a generator that's sitting right on the surface here. But after you spend some more time here, you realize that you're also hearing more of them echoing from under the ground. You can see the enormous number of fuel canisters, like oil drums, that have been pulled off of these trucks and are stacked up here. The amount of work that's been done here, you're guessing a crew of something like 30, 40 people.
Okay. Have I been able to figure out when their like shift change is at all?
Yeah, seems like it's pretty much a mining schedule. Although it seems to continue at night as well. So there's you see some of them, let's say 6 to 3, then 3 to 11, then 11 to 6.
Okay. Hey Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna look through the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna look through it?
Yeah, I'm looking through it.
Alright. I would like you to make an extreme power roll, please.
Oof, yeah. I am the person with the highest POW, so. Oh, motherfucker.
Doesn't help you this time. Can you spend luck on that?
I think I can.
You can, but you have to spend 50 luck
50 luck to drop
get
2
to-
points.
to get to an extreme.
You need the extreme.
Oh, I need an extreme. Oh my god. No, I cannot do that.
I mean, you can. You have the luck. It's up to you.
Also remember, sometimes failing is a good option.
Yes, but I would also immediately die because I'm under 30 luck. And we all know, Connor, when it rains, it fucking pours.
Trust your gut. I gotta change my battery.
I hate that you said that.
Okay. What's your choice, man?
I hate this. Fuck it. Okay. Fluffy got in my head. I hate him.
You're spending the
Spend 50 luck. Okay.
I hate you so much.
What's the worst thing that could happen, man?
Don't you dare!
You. Do you ever see Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Like the original one?
Yeah?
So the scene where they're going into the tunnel, and it starts going faster and faster, and you start seeing like chickens' heads getting cut off and the thing spinning around. You feel that happening. Like your mind starts accelerating. You feel it being torn away from your body. And before it's able to completely separate, as you feel with a supreme effort of will, you manage to move this device away from your eye. And you sit there feeling as though you don't know what happened, but this thing was trying to take you somewhere. And it took an extreme effort on your part to prevent it.
Okay. So, everyone, as I setting it down, do not look through that.
Why?
Cotter is eyeing the last flask he had.
The device sits beside you on the ground, whirring away.
I was being taken somewhere while I was looking through it.
You should probably close that or turn it off.
Yeah, let's turn this thing off.
Okay. You have figured it out, so you can just do that. You twist a few little things on it. Depressions emerge. The aperture closes over the lens, and all of the wheels slowly spin down. You're going to feel at the back of your mind, not as though there's something talking to you, just a thought occurring to you. You don't know where it was trying to take you. You doubt that it was safe. But it does seem like there was knowledge. There was something to learn there. So that can just sit on your mind.
Yeah, Connor's gonna be tempted to go there now. Now that you said that.
Just opens it up. Huh.
You did just spend 50 points to avoid having it happen. So I'm not trying to tempt you to jump right back into it, but I'm just telling you that thought is occurring to you at the same time.
Yeah. Like, if this were to happen to me for real, like in real life, I'd be tempted to look into it for real. That's so messed up.
That's fair.
I don't like that. I don't like that I actually would look through that. Why do I... Like, now that I know that there's knowledge on the other side and, like, I can learn shit, and it is... Oh, shit. So this is how I end up in a cult.
Okay, so Connor has figured out the workings of this perilous device. Victor is spending all of his time watching the cultists, working out their numbers and what their patterns are. What is James up to?
Remember, do we have a map that actually shows roughly what it looks like over here? Like if maybe any like hills or any differences in the terrain, or is it just straight up?
No, this is
a base map.
This is the deep outback. The only guidance you had to arrive here was coordinates.
Okay.
And in McWhirr's diary, there are some sketches of stones with carvings on them, and he did have some photographs, but those are currently in New York with the traveling lecturer.
Yup.
There's no actual map of this area.
You said that he had drawings in his notebook?
Yep. Of carvings on standing stones.
I feel like I would have at least made little quick copies of what those symbols looked like.
Okay.
So I'm going to actually call it my notebook, because I don't know if we brought... I feel like we might have brought his.
Yeah, Dr. David Dodge is here with you, and you can consult with him as well if you want at any time.
Yeah, I'm gonna consult with him, and I'm gonna ask him if I could see the book and go over there and look at the symbols and say, okay. I just need to remember this symbol. Because if we had all see it, there might be either more meaning behind it or something bad about it.
You do know, for example, that this here is the sign of the sand bat.
Yep, I remember that. Wasn't there another symbol?
There have been symbols that define the cult in every country you've been to so far.
Okay.
If you want to do some exploration, you can do that. Obviously keeping your distance from the cultists. If you spend some time watching first, you'll find that they do kind of patrol this road. Oh, you know what I hadn't thought of, and you will occur to all of you. There was that cultist further up the road who you killed. The sniper who was watching the approach to this place.
I believe we took an off road, so
yeah, you hit his body.
Yep.
But at some point they're probably going to want to switch that shift as well.
Can I offer a weird or a wild suggestion? It's gonna be crazy.
what is it?
So at some point they had to have like someone come out and change shifts. What if like Theodore disguised himself and got inside? So they're not suspicious at all.
Okay, but we need him for later down the line if we want to do your original plan.
I'm just suggesting things.
I will suggest
Let's do this.
I'll
Let's
offer
have
myself up.
Let's have Connor and James and Theodore each make a luck roll. Whoever gets the best result is going to look the most similar to the dead man.
What's the check? Sorry.
Just a luck roll.
Luck.
Luck.
Wait, I think did I?
All right, Theodore looks absolutely nothing like this man. Connor bears a passing resemblance. James, this man looks surprisingly like you already.
Please tell me he's not actually related to you. We cannot handle any more of the family trauma. Connor says, looking with his foot adjusting the guy's chin to look at him closer.
I'll comment. I have no relatives in Australia.
That you know of.
But in the back
No,
of your
hush.
mind, it might occur to you that Connor saw this man's face and immediately put a knife through it.
I'm gonna ignore that and go and think that it's because of any like bandana, anything else, kind of just altered it a little bit. And all we did was we kind of moved it just to see if it looked similar to anyone else's.
Yeah. It looks
I like
similar
that.
enough to you that if Theodore does a good disguise job with some makeup, and if you can fake a convincing Australian accent, you might get away with it.
I think I could try. I also think it also would help since I don't know if it would actually help with trying to create an accent.
Listen, all you have to do is be
I was gonna
silent
say,
and nod your head.
I'm thinking insane language to try and
Huh?
fake the accent.
I mean, honestly, I don't see why you couldn't do that.
Wait, hold on. Question, right?
Mhm.
They look similar enough. Would I get a bonus die?
I think what I'm going to do instead is lower the difficulty on your end to make the disguise check versus how they're going to roll to try to pierce it when they see it. You see what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
So they're going to need I think they're going to need an extreme to see through it now.
Okay. I was willing to spend like 19 luck on that.
If you want to do that, they will need a critical success to pierce your disguise.
Yeah. Just remember, right? Nod your head. You don't have to reply to everything. You're a sniper, you're edgy. That's the character you need to play. You know, Theodore does
Snipers,
finishes
like,
up.
you gotta, I will go and just mention, like, okay, but I'm a sniper cultist. And we've seen cultists.
Get in character. Try not to talk much.
One annoying guy that never shuts up.
Exactly. That's what we don't need. Shh.
Victor, I'm afraid you're going to have to give up your rifle now.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you can stash Theodore in the blind above the cliffside. Is anybody watching? Is anybody going to keep an eye on him for when the shift change comes? Or are the rest of you going back to camp now and Theodore's on his own?
You mean James?
I'm sorry. Yes, I do mean James.
Before they leave, I will definitely ask Victor to give me a quick tutorial on how this should be positioned, how I should be holding it or handling it.
Listen, when you raise it up, make sure you got the stock on your shoulder. Otherwise, it's gonna hurt. You don't want it kicking around.
I'm gonna do this a couple times, and I'm just gonna. You're probably gonna say no. You gotta do this, and you're probably moving it around.
Yeah.
Making
correcting the
minor
position.
adjustments, telling me, hey, nope, you gotta try and do this until I actually get it in like at least one attempt, all correct and looking nice.
All right. You good then? Do you want us to stay? Do you want us to go?
I'll say go, and I guess just keep an eye out when you notice one heads out. Keep on watching until you see I start heading over there.
Okay. So now we know where James is while Connor is messing around with the device. And towards the evening, you will see, Victor will see a lone cultist head out into the desert. He's not carrying a rifle. It looks like they actually swap it out with the shifts. But James, he'll come around. You'll hear light knock on the outside of your blind. They'll say, "Good day. You see anybody out here?"
Thought I saw one or two guys.
He
Disappeared.
pauses. He looks. He says, "You saw someone."
I thought I did. They haven't shown up after I shot at them.
Was it that dingo guy?
I think so.
Well, don't blame you for the effort, but maybe don't shoot at him. You know, the boss sent some of us after him before, and what we found afterward wasn't so pretty.
Don't have to remind me.
Alright, well, I at least don't go shooting at him if I'm the next one coming out, because I don't want to deal with that.
Again, this was earlier in the day. I haven't seen him since.
Alright, well, you can head back in and get some dinner.
I'll actually get out, and then I'll kind of just do a stretch and say, if you do see him and you have a good shot, make sure to take it, please. I'm tired of seeing that guy.
He grins at you and says, "No, I'm not going to do that."
Fine. At least we don't have to be like the others.
What do you mean?
The ones that went after him? I wouldn't want to get that close.
No, but those things are not natural. I don't know where he found them, but they don't have to sneak up on you. I swear they're just wherever he wants them to be.
Take it back. Don't shoot at him. I'll make sure I keep that in mind.
And he's going to climb down into the blind and take the rifle and be ready for his shift.
With that, I'll start walking away and I'll do a little wave goodbye.
Victor and Connor, you can see Theodore heading to the hole in the ground. The cultists on duty wave to him. There's you can't hear what's said, but it looks like there's just a little exchange of pleasantries. And then he heads down the stairs. Now, do we want to take a moment here, and you can all discuss. The main point here is to prevent the cultists from realizing something's wrong because there's a dead guy. But what's Theodore actually going to do when he gets in there?
James.
Keep saying Theodore's.
I don't know why I do that.
I understand.
I was gonna go and question that. I was like,
This is
swapping
not like
between the two.
This is not like a weird mind trick I'm doing to you. I'm just saying the wrong name.
yeah. I think it's just checking the place out.
Okay. Are you gonna just are you gonna count on folding in and just doing this guy's job for a couple days? Or do you plan to sneak away at some point? Do you want to try to find something to
Depending on the
sabotage?
situation, I'll go and see if I want to sneak away, but for the most part, it's just kind of scoping the area out a little closer and just pretending that I'm him.
Okay.
What was the name that he gave me again? Or that he said?
Oh, he just said good day.
He didn't say anything on if I was in there or not?
He didn't say a name. He didn't call you any name.
Well, work with what we got so far.
Yeah, and hope that the guy didn't have any enemies. So you, like, as you approach, this is like, it's different seeing this up close than you had been looking at it through binoculars before. It is nearly 50 feet across. It is a steep-sided hole that goes nearly straight down into the ground. As you approach, you can feel air blowing outwards, and there is a feeling of stale antiquity. At the moment it hits you, you feel the hairs raise on the back of your neck.
Keep that in mind, and I'll keep moving to wherever dinner is.
You start going down into the dark. Well, it starts getting dark as you go further down. The daylight sun is still shining in. When you're about 50 feet underground, there are electric lights, hung sparsely but regularly. So every 20 feet there's another light hung up, so that there's enough illumination that you can see the stairs. You're not just stumbling into the dark. But it's not bright down here. And you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper, and you can see these lights spread out below you into this tunnel deep into the earth. Give me a navigation roll. You're not going to get lost or anything. You don't know how deep you are in the earth. It just seems to go on longer than any descent into the earth should take. It's cool down here. There's a smell you can't quite place at first. Besides stale air. There's a smell of something natural down here. You don't know what. At the very bottom of the stairs is another generator, whirring away just like the one at the top, and several more drums of petrol sitting here.
Okay.
There is a winch, like the base of a winch that you assume is used to move these drums up and down the stairs, because that would be a hell of a thing to carry down all those stairs.
Yeah.
The deeper you get, the more that stench, that natural stench grows. It is an overwhelming smell of ammonia.
Ooh.
And at the very bottom, you can see something dripping off of the bottom of these stairs. You have to take hold of the railing to make sure that your footing is secure.
Okay.
And once you're down at the very bottom, you can see the tunnel stretching off in a couple different directions.
Do I hear anything different from each tunnel?
Actually, from here, there's just one direction. Let's see. Yeah, the tunnel just heads straight forward with lights spread out ahead of you, the same as they were on the surface.
Okay.
Let me change your size, because you should be much smaller than this in this tunnel.
really small.
Oh yeah. It is, like, you get the sense of an enormous cavern down here.
Is there any guards, cultists? Is there anybody like around, or is it just still empty?
There's nobody here at the entrance.
I guess I'll start walking around carefully.
You just start walking down this tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just trying to listen to see if I hear anybody around as I'm looking around as well. See if there's any anything special.
Eventually, you do hear the noise of quiet conversation ahead of you. And yeah, right there, you're going to emerge into a fairly large chamber. The noise of that generator has faded away in the distance. It echoed through the tunnels for some time, but you're pretty far away from it at this point. There are a number of rooms you can see here. This is not a pleasant place. The bedding is filthy. There are bones, obscene artifacts, and terrible drawings on the walls. You can see several of the cultists sitting around playing cards. And they have knives and guns to hand. And every time an argument breaks out, you can tell that it is on a knife's edge from violence. There are lights on the walls in here. It seems like the noise probably never completely dies down. You can see some cultists lying down in their bedrolls with pillows pulled on top of their heads trying to sleep, while others are arguing about their card games and others are eating from a large communal pot. Nobody looks up to greet you, but it's clear that you can walk in and join them if you choose to.
Do I, outside of the smell from the cave, do I smell anything from the pot to tell what kind of food is in there?
There's you can still smell that background odor of ammonia. It's less strong than it was closer to the entrance, but it seems to permeate everything down here. But it smells like they are making there's some sort of stew boiling that you suspect this stew has just been here for a long time. It's the sort of thing where every so often they toss more stuff in there and let it keep cooking.
Okay.
There's a pretty good draft down here, heading from deeper inside the caves out through the entrance you entered through, that carries the smoke from the fire with it.
Oh, hold on.
Up on the surface, what's everybody doing after you see James disappear down into the underground?
I guess I was just trying to keep track of how shift change and stuff like that while he was looking at
Okay. So
The
you're
weird
all,
telescope.
on the surface, you're not doing anything extra. You're just waiting to see what James discovers.
Yeah, we're just gonna wait the place out, try to get a good grasp of what's happening.
Okay.
I think.
Does anybody want to look for another entrance while he's down there, or are you just going to watch this one in case he, like, calls for help?
Doesn't let me.
Joey, do you want to see if there's another entrance at all, or?
What is the risk of taking this entrance? None, or
I mean,
It's being guarded.
yeah.
let's give a shot at trying to figure out an easier way.
Okay. That is a combined navigate and spot hidden roll.
I'll take the navigate. Motherfucker.
All right.
That 50 luck would be real helpful right now.
Yeah, Fluffy. Talking me into spending 50 luck.
Victor.
I saw that 9 and I was...
Victor is permitted to make the roll as well. It is combined navigate and a spot hidden, so you just roll the lower skill, and if you succeed, you succeed.
Navigate.
Oh, the lowest. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, so I did the right thing. 57 was my lowest of the two.
You had, you are perhaps still distracted by the thought of what you saw in that weird little telescope.
Yeah. I saw space stretch out to a very sharp point to a place that it was taking me. So, you know, normal everyday things. I almost saw the time knife. That is a goodie.
It is similar to that, yes.
Yeah.
So you might even be, like, how open are you about this? Are you describing this to Victor while you're walking through the desert together? Or is it just distracting you internally?
I try, he would try to be stoic about a situation, but he's clearly kind of out of it still. Like it's been what, like a day since then? Like, since Terry's
It's
gone
been a
in
few hours,
undercover?
most likely.
Okay.
Couple hours.
Okay. Yeah, he would still definitely be kind of out of it, because that kind of experience shapes a man.
All right.
And Connor has not had enough alcohol to get over this.
So you walk some distance into the desert. Victor, you're going to be counting off your paces, and you're going to know that you are about 4 miles away from the main entrance that you looked for, taking kind of a wide circle through the desert. When you spot a cave, there are no tire tracks, there's no path, there's nothing leading to this cave. But when you get close, you do see some fresh prints, about 6 feet long, dotting the sand around the entrance.
Does it look like it's leaving or going in?
Do you remember how I described these prints before? They're kind of a large trunk with 5 dots around the outside. You have no idea what direction these footprints are leading.
Okay.
But around the outside of this cave, you see a number of those weathered stone monoliths, like there are around the main entrance that you found that Houston was using, with faded carvings barely discernible still in their surface. And inside the cave, when you get near the cave, you can feel air blowing out of it as well. And you realize that it, once you enter the cave, it pretty quickly dives deep into the earth with a steep, sandy decline. And I think letting the two of you ponder this hole that you found, and if there's anything you want to do about it, is a good place to leave you as we go back to James. James, do you do anything in the bunkhouse? You could look around, you could try to talk to somebody, you could say, no, I don't want to talk to anybody, I want to move on as quickly as possible.
I'll probably continue just walking, and I'll kind of listen or pay attention to see if anybody says anything about me just continuing down.
It does not seem, there doesn't seem to be any restriction on you going further.
Okay. Then I will continue.
You
And
head
possibly
further.
think about coming back to get some food.
That's fair. Maybe it's good.
Maybe.
Noodle soup. That has something good in it.
Surely it's good, right? Further down the tunnel, the path you're taking goes on for a long time. You can't see the end of it, but you can see that the lights have been set up everywhere. They seem to have explored every part of this underground city. But there's also paths branching off of it to your left. One right here and another one a little further down. Do you want to keep going forward, or do you want to take a path to the side?
Really long, hallways, tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I don't hear anything from, say, the left tunnel, or anything in front of me.
Let's see. Let me figure out what that place is, and I'll tell you if you hear anything. Give me a listen roll.
Listen, roll.
Okay. You feel less. So that draft, you can feel that draft everywhere, pooling out
Yup.
of the out of this area. You feel less of it coming down the tunnel you're looking at to your left, but you don't hear anything. You just you hear drips echoing through the underground. You can hear the far-off voices of the men in that bunkhouse, just kind of a quiet murmur from here, but you don't hear anything in particular coming from this side passage.
How well lit is the side passage? Is it like everything else?
Same as everything else. About every 20 feet, they've got lights strung up. You're starting to really appreciate the scale of the operation happening down here.
Yeah. They have had some time to set up.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, say, if we came here and everything was still left alone.
Yeah, you would have been stumbling through the dark, and that might have been pretty perilous. Possibly even more perilous than being down here with all these cultists, but who can say?
I think for now, we'll continue heading straight down the tunnel and check out and see if I hear anything at the next entrance.
You can Give me another listen roll.
Early, I hear something.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I
for
think
a second,
you have.
I thought it was about to land on the tent.
Sometimes it likes to tease you. Yeah, you don't. There's maybe a distant hum, but you don't know if that's something down here, or surely there are more generators, given the number of lights you're seeing. You're not able to make any real information out of this, and in both directions, the tunnel still stretches too far along for you to make out the next rooms.
I think it wouldn't hurt just to continue walking forward.
Okay. Go ahead and do that. As you're heading further down this tunnel, you start seeing more light ahead than has been in any of these corridors so far. Your eyes are pretty well adjusted to the dim light that's down here at this point. But there's considerably more up ahead, and it's not coming from the ceiling. As you get closer, you see that the floor itself is glowing, is radiating a blue light.
Radiating a blue light?
Uh-huh. There are octagonal tiles built into the floor that are themselves glowing as though they are, well, not exactly the same as the electric lights down here. They pulse a little bit, but they're just like individually glowing blue and giving off a blue light. And as you get close, you can see that this is an enormous chamber, let's say half a mile across.
I was about to say, without fully stepping into the room, I'm gonna kind of like lean forward a little bit, kind of stick my head in there, and just like kind of look around.
Yeah. The walls are featureless. The ceiling, just flat stone. There are no lights strung up in here, although you can see that wires run across the floor to continue down the next passageway. No features in here whatsoever, except for those tiles of light on the floor.
Well, if there's nothing else that would indicate anything for me to worry about, I'm just going to continue walking in and go to the next hallway.
Okay. Can you make a luck roll as you head down the next corridor, please? Okay. Then you are going to spot some distance ahead of you. There is, like, obviously there are the lights on the whole floor and everything, or hanging from the walls and everything, but you also see a light bobbing along. And after a moment, your eyes are able to resolve it into a person wearing a mining helmet. And you can see them walking along, and from the direction of the helmet, like the direction the beam is shining, they are clearly inspecting these lights.
I'm going to turn around before they notice me.
Mm-hmm.
And go back the other way.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll anything. They're not looking for you, so if you want to just stay ahead of them, you can. But you got to make
Yeah.
a decision now. Are you going to head back to the bunkhouse, or are you going to go down one of the side tunnels? What do you want to do?
I think I might go down the first tunnel that comes to my right.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Once more, extending off into the darkness. Boys on the surface,
Yeah.
you have come across a cave that leads deep into the earth. Do you want to do anything with it at this moment?
You got anything?
I mean, we could poke around.
Yeah, why not? Let's poke the cave.
You gonna toss a stone down into it? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just gonna, like, go up, kick a stone in, see how that goes.
Okay. It is, so again, this is like crumbling sand lining this hole. It's not a stone cave leading deep into the earth. So you toss a rock and it falls for some distance, and then it falls to the surface, and you can see it rolling down, and you can see sand break loose and fall around it, and it's really steep. So the rock keeps rolling until it falls away deep into the darkness where you can't see it anymore.
What do you say? Do you want to press the luck, or do you want to get back to the camp?
What was that, Fluffy?
Do you want to see how far we could go with this, or do you want to go back to camp?
I mean, like, we're trying to find James, aren't we?
He's down there, right now.
Yeah, but then we're gonna keep
So you
go.
guys
Why are
wanna
we
find
leaving
him?
James? You're very quick to abandon James.
I'm not abandoning it. He went in there willingly. We just gotta figure out a way to get in there ourselves.
And
We go
that's, like,
through the front door,
going-
or take this one.
Yeah, let's go take this one then. Like,
Okay, we can take
I
this
mean,
one.
it's not like we're gonna get lost. It's a cave system, not a cave system.
Let's not press our luck with that, alright?
I know, that's why I started saying it, because you said what's the worst that could happen, so I'm jinxing you now.
As you say that, as you say what's the worst that could happen, it is going to occur to the two of you, that rock falling down the sand and the sand just coming loose, this is steep enough, there are no handholds, there's just loose sand, you are not coming back up this way.
Ooh. Or we could kill two guys.
I
By
killed
all
two
means,
guys
it's
in
your
the morning,
choice.
Kill
It's
two
not-
guys at night. I killed two guys in the afternoon. It makes me feel alright.
Yeah,
Oh, the time old adage.
do you, like, come on, work with me here. Do you think that that's the wiser choice, or do we want to go in blind to this cave?
We could just go in the cave. We could just go in the cave. We could go in the cave right now.
Let's go into the cave right now.
Okay. Okay.
We're going in
And-
blind. We're doing it
Okay.
live.
No, it's fine.
Give me sanity checks to see whether you enjoy the ride down or not.
I'm gonna
You're
fail
not
it.
losing sanity. I just want to see. Oh yeah, Victor, you start sliding down this sand, and the next thing you know, it's like you've invented Disney World. Like, this is a pretty thrilling ride all the way to the bottom. Connor, can you give me a sanity check? Unless you just want to say that you enjoy it. It's up to you.
I mean, I'm pretty sane, but let's roll it.
Yeah, no, this is awful.
Nice.
This is
Nice.
terrifying.
Nice.
You're like the farther you get into the earth, the more you realize I might not leave this place. I might just be going into a hole with Victor, and this is just where we are now.
Yeah, like, I might die here. And Victor's laughing. Victor might have planned this. I might die today.
The worst part is the fall is not going to kill you.
I want to point out this is the second time Victor's fallen through a mine shaft now. We
Not
might
only is it the
found.
second time. I'd also like to think that while you're having fun, maybe it's a little rough on you. And once you get down to the bottom, it kind of hurts and you're sore.
You know, we're not going to go back up that way at all. I hope we have enough stuff.
When you hit the bottom, there's a cloud of dust that leaves you coughing and choking, and you have to get handkerchiefs out and cover your mouths in order to get some good air in your lungs. You hear the dripping of, you hope it's water, but some sort of liquid off in the distance. Just as James was experiencing, there is a strong smell of ammonia down here. The dust, like, you're stumbling, your feet are digging deep into this sand. It's pretty loose down here at the bottom as you're struggling away from the hole you just fell into. And as you step forward, do either of you carry a flashlight?
I feel like
have a
Victor
lighter.
would.
You have a lighter?
Mm-hmm.
So lighter doesn't do you a whole lot of good. If Victor has a torch or an electric torch, a flashlight, that'll be a lot better. You did buy them for this expedition, so you can have them if you want them.
Of course.
The electric lights that James has encountered are nowhere to be seen down here. But as you step forward, you can see a big hole in the ground. Just like a deep, deep hole. Steep drop in the rock walls down here. And a strange mechanism built into the ground on this side of it.
I'm gonna take that same rock that we kicked down here, and I'm gonna toss it across the gap. I assume it just goes straight down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fair assumption.
Let me see. Yeah, you toss the rock down. How hard do you throw it? Like, is it just lightly tossing it, or might it hit the opposite wall at some point?
It was a underhand toss, trying to go like towards the center.
Okay. You stand there listening, and then you stand there listening some more, and you keep listening, and you never hear it hit the bottom.
I don't think we want to go down that one. Hey Connor, do you want to check that out?
Yeah, sure, why not? So, I am seeing some...
You're seeing
I'm paralyzed.
like a large, shallow box And you can see hinges. Can you give me a mechanical repair roll to see if you can figure out what this is?
Sure. It's...
Okay. Yeah, it looks like there is a door here that you can swing open, and it locks over the top of this pit. You can see hinges built into the ground below you. It looks like this, it kind of slides out from the wall and covers this whole thing.
Sorry. Looks like we have a door. Is what I'll say. Would you like to,
You want to open it?
Okay. I will try to figure out the mechanic of opening it.
Yeah, you can see that there is this lever here that you pull to open the door, and you pull. Or you just pull out, and you realize that this is extremely heavy.
Okay. Give me, like, He's just trying to figure it out now. Like, there's gotta be another mechanic, or is it supposed to be, like, 3 guys, or, like...
Or maybe something leaves a footprint that's 6 feet across.
Yeah...
I'm going to leave the two of you in this situation while you consider what you might do to solve your problems. And I'm going to put James in the next section he finds. Yeah, there's nothing blocking your way here, so... Where is it? There it is. You step into something enormous here. Not quite as large as that first chamber, but filled with far more stuff. It is... like, you can see... just from the entrance that this is a perfect hemisphere. It's got to be 2,000 miles across. There's a domed ceiling made of a purple stone. The floor is made of gray stone and has those designs carved into it that you can see. But ahead of you, in the center of the room, there is another hemisphere, much smaller, but still enormous. 500 feet across, maybe. Made of some sort of purple stone that pulses and glows. And as you stand there looking at it, you swear for a moment it looks like a heartbeat. And then it swirls around as though it's focusing in your direction. And then it goes back to just pulsing around the room.
Okay.
Sand has seeped into this room from the entrance that you've just entered through. And as you glance down at the ground, you see a femur that has been gnawed on. And as you hope for a moment that it's not human, you spot a portion of a human skull. And ahead of you, you can see a 3-foot-high stone block that has clearly been dragged in here recently. Dark stains marring its surface and covering the floor nearby. You can see ashes and charcoal on the ground near it. And it is in front of a 25-foot-high statue of black stone with bat wings. On the stone, it has strapped to it tree branches and human bones, all nailed and tied together, wrapped in cloth and daubed with paint and blood. And flanking it are smaller statues.
Could I try to use Mythos to figure out what this room might be? I have a rough idea, but I want to go and confirm.
Yeah, go for it.
Not good enough.
Nope.
You spend like 30 or so.
I'm not doing that.
You only need a regular success. But I would like a sanity check, which I'm about to set up for you. There you go. As you see representations
It's just
of...
doing an automatic loss.
Is it?
Yeah, it's saying sanity loss 1 divided by d6.
Well, just do a sanity check then. Just roll from your sheet. I have it set up correctly, so I'm guessing there's a bug in the system. Okay.
Doing
Lose
solid.
1 sanity.
Okay.
And make a luck roll for me, please. Okay. Behind the largest statue, 3 things that you thought at first were statues rise up and roll enormous shoulders and then settle back down.
That's my cue to leave.
Where are you going?
Back the way I came from. I think I might just actually stop by the room and just stay there.
The bunkhouse?
Yeah, the bunkhouse.
Okay. Could you make a stealth check for me? Just to avoid that guy who's walking along with his mining helmet. Because you seem to be...
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're moving pretty rapidly right now. Okay. You are, as you're rushing along, you're looking back over your shoulder to make sure that those things aren't following you, and you have reassured yourself that you're safe when you emerge from this tunnel, and you bump right into the guy with his mining helmet. His helmet shakes around, he stumbles backwards, and he grabs at it. He's got a camera around his neck for some reason. And he grabs at it, and he says, "Oh, what are you doing?"
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here, let me help you.
Where's your helmet? What are you doing down here without a helmet?
I don't know. I've been out of it today. I'm sorry.
He looks at the direction you just came from, and he grins and he says, "You just saw them, didn't you? You think you're gonna get some treasure? Is that what you thought was in there?"
No, I thought I would go. Go explore a little bit more. This place is cool, but that is not what I was expecting.
You haven't been down there before. You haven't been down there for the ceremonies.
No, I don't think I have. I think I remember being told, but they haven't brought me down that way yet.
Oh, it's fun. You should see them feed. Remember, you're a cultist right now.
Just give me a smile as I'll laugh and say, when is the next ceremony?
I think.
Do you know if they're gonna actually bring me down there?
He grins at you again. He says, "They just might. They just might. I don't know who he's gonna pick." Something's. What day is it? What day is it? He's asking you now. What?
I would assume I would know the day.
Okay. Then yeah, it's Saturday.
I'll go and say, I believe it's Saturday night.
Oh yeah, it's coming up soon. Yeah, maybe you'll get to see them feed after all.
I hope so.
They don't come out of there.
Preferably not me.
They I don't know, I think they guard it in there. I think they belong there. But if you're in there, oh, they get hungry. It's really, you don't understand, to see it. It's, I've seen a lion eat a man before. It's nothing like that.
That different, huh?
No, it probably wouldn't hurt anything if we gave him a little extra meal.
Are they exactly? You said
don't
that they've been here?
Yeah. Whatever. Well, I guess when God built this city, he left something to protect his image.
Honestly, it was a bit of a rush.
Can you give me a fast talk roll? You can get a bonus die on this because this guy is, he's not in his right mind, and you're disguised very well.
Oh, fast talk. There it is.
You're doing a perfect Australian accent, so you got that going for you too.
Sweet.
But he's interested in whether you're really as enthused by this idea as he is.
You said it was a +1?
Get a bonus die, that's right.
Okay. I don't know how much I trust it, but I'm pretty sure I'm not lying when I said that was a bit of a rush. My heart's doesn't want to stop beating.
Okay. Do you want to spend the luck or not? Entirely up to you. Or do you want to... You can also push the roll if you want.
I don't know how much pushing the roll is going to do for me. I think I'll spend the 16. It's just 16.
Okay. Yeah, so you say that, and he grins, and he starts giving you details about what he's seen. I'm not going to repeat what he says. It's very upsetting.
Enough to haunt my dreams.
Exactly. And he will walk with you back to the bunkhouse. And I think he is going to consider himself your friend now. He is going to see. He is going to spoon out servings from the stew bowl. And he's going to sit down and eat some. And he's going to hand the bowl to you.
Start eating some.
Yeah, okay. It's not the worst thing you've had to eat on this journey, but it's not good.
Okay.
Like, the flavor is pretty deep at this point. Things have been boiling in there for a long time, but there's just not spices. There's just not a whole lot of good stuff in there. It's just whatever meat they found, basically.
Yeah, it's just very watered down stew.
Yeah, basically.
Enough to fill you, but nothing too
Nothing you'd
too
recommend
crazy.
to your friends. Okay, boys, back at the pit.
I would like to suggest the jump cut back. It's me and Victor pulling on the lever now, cussing
Okay.
and arguing.
And you see Victor's skinny little arms going. And you are going to very quickly realize that this is, like, you're going to have to think of something clever, because this mechanism was built for something stronger than the two of you.
It's just a door. Why are they so heavy?
The way this sort of check works.
How far is it across, out of curiosity?
About 15 feet across.
No.
Continue.
The way this sort of check works is it's too high for a single person to possibly succeed at it. So what you do is one person who's helping applies their strength and it's subtracted from the total. Then another person can subtract their strength from the total, and so on, until it gets to a level where somebody could potentially beat it.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts at 300. And I mean, Connor's not weak, but he's just a little stronger than average, and Victor is...
I'm not helping.
Yeah, Victor,
I'm not
whatever
helping.
happened to him in the
No.
war has not been good for his main strength.
No. He's
So,
very live.
This is going
Very
to be
agile.
down to, do you find an alternate way across? Does Connor think of some very clever way to hijack the mechanism and make it work for him regardless? Or do you die here?
So 15 feet across. How hard of a roll would that be?
15.
Yeah, 15 feet. Like, is it possible? I don't know.
It should be. Like, Olympic jumpers can do that. Let's see, I've
Possible
never...
for a pro. I don't think you're a pro.
Let's see.
Do we have rope?
You might have a rope with you.
Okay, okay.
Because it is a skill.
I should have jump.
So, regular difficulty, jump across a gap, equal to the height, the jumper's own height. Hard, increase distances by 15%. Let's assume you're both about 6 feet tall. This is going to be about 3 times your height. It's going to be an extreme success to jump across.
So I would need a 23. Let's see, throw.
And Connor would need a 4.
I need a roll of 4?
If you're going to try to just jump across this thing by running and doing a long jump, you need an extreme success on your jump roll, which is a 4.
How smooth are the edges of the wall?
Pretty much up and down. But this door does slide out from them,
Oh no.
so it's possible that you could do something with that.
Do you have any ideas how to?
I have something, but it's going to drive us crazy.
You already do. What is it?
I can do something.
Go ahead.
They have used these things to travel.
Are you talking
I
about a
have
car?
spell. I have a spell. And call forth a wind spirit. I can summon a creature that will drive us both crazy to fly us across. And then it will probably try to kill us after I mess up the roll.
What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
Right? That's real. We can only go up from here or down.
Yeah, or very down.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. So yes, I will run down the pros and cons of this while talking to you, and I'm just looking you in the eye, and I'm just seeing, yeah, sure, let's do this. And I'm thinking,
Can I read some of the spells or the spell description? You know, put it out there.
yeah. I'm going to just where is you? Connor, where's Connor? Why is Connor not an option for this?
Not an option for what?
Whenever I click the roll. Oh, that's the give it to. Okay. I don't know how to.
You should just be able to click the spell.
Yeah, I clicked it.
Okay.
Oh, there it
you
is.
could-
No, that's cast. Damn it. I thought.
Did you lose sanity there?
No, I don't think I did.
Okay.
No, I'm C9. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Just got. I'm a copy paste.
Yeah, you can't lose sanity. You're the funny number.
Yeah.
But you did post it there. You just had to
Oh, I
click
did?
the description. Yeah, you just got to click the description. Oh, it shows for me. It doesn't show for anybody else apparently.
Does not.
No,
So
I
just-
see it. I see it rolling through the screen right now.
That's because he just
Oh, no.
typed it out.
That was me copy pasting.
Gotcha. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I don't know what's happening. We got this. We can. I don't know. I don't have any idea right now. Do we have rope?
You can have some rope if you want.
I think you guys already talked about how you have rope.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
you guys are underground.
Yeah.
This spell looks like it calls something from space.
Space, yes. But it finds you.
Okay,
There
so it'd
is-
be able to find you and go through the tunnel?
There's a hole leading directly to where they are.
Like, we're not hiding from it.
Fair enough.
I think this would work. You are going to have to wait until night.
And I also have to spend a lot of magic to make this work, too.
It says October through March are the best months for this to work. You're in the southern hemisphere, so that's going to be flipped. So you are in... You're in the good months for this to work.
Wonderful. Whistle is enchanted. I do not have I do not have an enchanted. Each
So-
point sacrifices a 10% increase. Each point spent requires a shifting for 5 minutes. Greater the chance for success, the longer the spell takes. So, I should probably spend 7 on that. just
give
to
yourself
just to have a good
70%
shot.
chance.
Yeah. I mean, I could give myself a 120% chance.
You could also take some HP damage and increase your magic. Just a thought.
I mean, I already have 12 points of magic, my guy.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh snap.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of magical. I just don't do it because it's bad.
It
That's
does harm
fair.
you when you do it.
It does.
Like, Connor is a very practical guy and has only used magic like 3 times this campaign. This is the
Imagine using
dumbest
magic.
use of.
I'm pretty sure that's
Shit,
the
could've-
most magic anybody's used, buddy.
True, actually. Oh my god. I'm the magic one?
You're the
No,
wizard.
Bri. Bri has used a lot of her magic.
Well, that's not magic. That's psychic
I was about to
abilities.
say, that's not so much
Oh,
magic.
okay. Yeah, so yeah. I am the wizard. Oh my god, I hate that.
Yeah, you're the wizard.
And I don't know if we would actually count. No, that would be magic, wouldn't it? For Theodore and his telekinetic powers.
That's
He's a
abilities
psychic.
as well.
That would also be psychic.
Yep.
Never mind.
This is all. Yeah, so I am the
Then-
person that has done all of the magic spells.
Then you know what's funny is that our funny magic man is the Irishman who uses a wrench to fix stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I see a future where I am a weird science dude.
I would say there is no point to using more than 10. And I'm not telling you have to use 10 either. Use the number you want. But because...
If I roll a 100, no matter what, I fail, kind of situation.
A 96 to 100 is always a failure. And a roll of 100 is a fumble, will have bad consequences.
So I would probably spend. I'm gonna do 8
Okay.
because I have other spells to worry about too. And that would
I
give
might
me
want
an
to do other
80%
bad
chance.
things.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm holding on to my magic just in case.
Okay.
I might have to make its tongue grow so it doesn't bite me. Oh god. This is the dumbest use of this spell I've ever thought of.
Oh no, it's pretty awesome to be honest.
Yeah, really? Yeah, summoning it to fly across the gap?
No, this is amazing. This is peak fiction.
I mean, it doesn't have to set you down right on the other side of the gap.
True. True. It
I
would be
mean-
very lame if I was like, okay, bye.
You know what we could do? We could make it a
What?
secret roll and have only Andrew know if it passes or not.
Oh
That'd be
no,
fun.
no! I'm not gonna. We're gonna end with you doing this spell as long as you actually choose to do the spell, because I'm still not gonna force you.
Yeah. I'm choosing to do it because it is a interesting thing, and it's literally the only thing that I can think about.
Okay.
So. Okay, so I'm spending 8 points. We're waiting until night, and then I will be spending 40 minutes on this spell. That's how long this spell takes. It will take me 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Whew, okay.
You're going to be chanting for 40 minutes.
Yeah. I have a feeling that I'm going to be chanting for 10 minutes, and then Victor's is going to like blow cigarette smoke in my mouth. I'm going to choke, and I have to start all over.
No, this is what's the word again? See, I said a bad thing, and now you have to one-up me and do an even worse thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a terrible situation as is.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do some
That's
really dumb
later.
shit together.
And you know what the best part is?
Mhm.
No one else knows where we're at.
Yeah, nobody knows we're doing dumb shit down here.
Hey, Travis.
We could have died. Yeah, what's up?
Before anything else happens, I want you to roll a d20.
4, 6, 8. You said 20?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
11.
And Joey, before you do anything else, please roll 2d10.
Okay. Where's the D10s? 11.
Nice. Okay. Now,
That's probably how much sanity.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
Oh.
Now, you can spend your points, and you can make your roll. It's also going to cost you d4 of sanity to cast the spell.
Mm-hmm. I will roll it.
Okay.
I'm no longer the funny number. And now time to roll it. It's an 80% chance. Motherfucker. I'll spend the 2 luck. Can I spend the 2 luck?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
It wasn't a fail or fumble.
Well, it's a spell. I didn't know if you could spend luck because I succeeded every spell that I've casted. So.
Yes, you can. So, you do your chanting for 40 minutes. Victor, what are you up to during this time?
I don't know, just trying to look busy, look around,
Okay.
you know, pick up some sand, drop it.
When you get to the end, do you have a whistle, or are you like sticking your fingers in your mouth and just giving the loudest whistle you can? This is for you, Joey.
I would say that I have like a multi-tool that has a whistle on it.
Okay, sure.
The
Why not?
most basic, dumb solution to it I could think of.
Okay.
You got a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
So,
With a whistle attachment that I've never used before.
So you get to the end of this, you blow a sharp, clear whistle up that tunnel. Now, what I had you roll for, Joey, was it tells you roll 2d10 to see how many minutes after you cast the spell your creature is going to arrive. Travis, what I had you roll for is how long it's going to take the things that live in this pit after they hear that noise to come up and try to eat you.
Oh, so they show up at the same time. This is wonderful.
Yes!
That's hilarious! No! No! It just gets worse!
You finish your spell, like you're standing there, and Travis, Victor's over there by the pit, just kind of looking down in there, and you hear something down there. It's not an echo of his whistle, but it sounds like it's answering him. Like a... And then you hear wings start beating down below. But they are very, very far below. And there is a slight draft in this tunnel, but you feel an updraft suddenly begin. Like as something is flying up this tunnel. And it is approaching for a long time. It's 11 minutes. While you're trying to figure out, you can't go this way. You can't get back up the tunnel. Connor, at the same time that a horrible thing emerges out of the pit with way too many eyes, like more mouths than it should have, and its teeth aren't all in mouths. One of those dragons comes sweeping down through this tunnel and hits the ground and skids a bit and ends up at your feet. And we will begin next week with you guys making some sanity checks and then jumping on the back of a dragon.
Let's go.
And you might have... I think we're going to start with an aerial battle between you two on a dragon and whatever these horrible things in the pit are.
Oh my god, please, Brian, be here for this.
This blew up out of control real quick. Really quick.
God, Brian, please be here for that session. I want Brian to see the consequences of my action.
I mean, the consequences of your action and we're doing something cool as hell.
Right, like, this is cool, this is rad.
And then I did the one thing that normally we don't want to do, and that is splitting from the entire party by myself.
Don't worry, we're split 3 ways now.
Yeah, we're split 3 ways. And Connor and Victor are the ones that are together.
Yeah, they know that I was disguised, that I look exactly like the guy, kind of.
Oh, exactly like him, yeah.
Oh,
It
no.
is very hard to tell the difference. I probably made a joke about how, well, hey, we found my my doppelganger from the other side of the world.
Oh no, he looks exactly like them.
That's a red flag.
And we're going in.
We thought that James was the one in danger.
Yeah.
All right.
So
folks,
yeah,
I
we
think
got.
this is a good session.
I don't want to say this is exactly how I planned it to go, but I want to say I was really close.
I don't believe you.
Hey.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't believe you at all. You didn't foresee this. I didn't foresee this. I didn't remember that he had that spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, as he's talking about it, I went, that's right, you got that spell.
And it was because I have that spell because I flipped a mental coin between 2 spells that you were offering me. And I was like, Wind Spirit, okay.
Wind Spirit could be useful. All right, I'm going to take us off the air. Anything to say before we go off?
Never-ending story. Yeah.
I was honestly thinking that too. Good night, folks.
Have a good night.
Oh, it's getting.